And COVID-19 has created chaos, and it has created VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, ambiguity, and we have all lived through this. And at the same time, if you notice what's going on globally, innovation is flourishing. Innovation and creativity is just doing very well today. And that is the craziness. Crises fuel creativity. Crises actually kind of, in fact, promotes innovation. And this is nothing new. Innovation always struggles during good times. Okay? And that is the paradox. Is during good times, innovation struggles, and in bad times, innovation flourishes. And I think you've all seen the meme, right? Who is the best, digital transformation champion? It's not the CEO, not the CTO, not the CIO, but it is coronavirus. So we can say the same thing. Who is the best innovation leader? It is COVID-19. Okay? Why? Why does that happen that way? Because innovation and creativity loves constraints. Okay? And at the same time, it cannot be too constraining. It loves boundaries. Innovation requires what we call as creative boundaries and creative constraints. Okay? And that's where during good times, we make a lot of mistakes. We overfeed our innovation efforts. We try to do big bang projects. We go and make a lot of noise before anything really happens. Okay? So there are systematic mistakes that we make during good times. And I always tell executives, you should manage innovation during good times as though it is a crisis moment. Okay? But in good times, when things don't go well, what do? We blame the culture. So the culture usually is the punching bag for all problems inside a company. Okay? And so culture is, you can't blame one single person. So what do? You blame the culture. Okay? For all problems, not just innovation, whether it's digital transformation, whether it's a big implementation, whether it's a leading change, it doesn't matter. When things don't go wrong, who do you blame? Culture. And then all discussion stops because you blame culture. And so we have to understand that culture for most people is very squishy, very nebulous, and nothing concrete, not tangible. Right? And you can hide behind culture. You can give 100 excuses and not do anything in the name of culture. So nearly about 10, 15 years ago, I was frustrated because all discussion would stop at the word culture. All progress would stop at that word culture. Okay? And you could kind of do nothing in the name of culture. And so when I dug deep into the literature, into the research from multiple different perspectives, not just from a human resource perspective, from an organizational dynamics perspective, from climate perspective, and from business processes perspective, from a sociology perspective, from an anthropology perspective, culture is not nebulous, squishy. No, it is concrete and it's measurable. And that's what set out. We set out, Joe Weintraub and I, and then Fran joined in. We set out and said, no, it is concrete, and it's like taking a physical test. We go to our medical physical test every year. Yes, you can take a test and see how good you are, how bad you are. How do we think? How do we act? What are our mindsets? What are our behaviors? How do we define success? Because all businesses at its foundation is people trying to put together different types of resources, gathering resources, and then you do two things. You have projects and you have processes. That is your sausage making machine, right? Processes and projects. And then out comes your success, your performance, your KPI. And you have customers and your products, that's the output. And so that's your business side, resources, processes, metrics. But how we define success has an inordinate impact on our mindset and our behaviors. Okay. Everything. What have we done? COVID-19 has given us a kita. Kita is a kick in the ass, right? It has changed our definition of success. And so we are pushed to change our behaviors. We have been forced to change our mindset because the definition of success has changed over 3 months. So how you define success has a big impact on your values and your behaviors. And your climate has changed in 3 months. Culture is much more robust. Climate is fragile. Climate is one small component of culture. Out of the 6 building blocks of culture, climate is only one-sixth. Okay? So climate can change very quickly, but our culture won't. Okay? So the 6 building blocks of InnoQuotient captures this culture. And we can take a pulse and we can kind of really know where are our strengths, where are our weaknesses, how do different divisions think, how do different geographies think, how do different levels inside the organization, how do they think, how do they act, where are the bright spots, where are the weak spots, who can learn from each other. And so these are all the things that we have been having fun with many of you, many of your teams, many of your companies. And it's been a joy. It's been a joy to help many of your companies and to interact with many of your executives. And so let me turn this over to Fran. He has some new things to share, and we'll open this up for Q&A, and we want a dialogue and to hear all your thoughts and what you're going through in the last few months. Okay, Fran?